Today in Healthy Living, we bring to you the touching story of a brave 6-year-old Anicee Lamoureux. Anicee suffers from a rare bone disorder that has left her severely deformed. But the young girl can now look forward to some major changes in her life. She's been adopted by an American couple who have also been diagnosed with the same rare disorder. Here's Anicee's story.
Healthy Living is brought to you by Belize Healthcare Partners Limited. Caring, affordable, reliable, exceptional.
Little star, oh, I wonder what you are. Up above the was the sky, like a diamond in the sky.
Anicee is described by most people who know her as a beautiful and intelligent child with the typical hobbies of any 6-year-old. What's your favorite thing to do?
Do arts.
You do art? What kind of arts?
Like draw and writing.
Yeah. What do you draw?
I draw a heart.
As playful and energetic as Anicee appears, she's experienced a significant amount of pain. In fact, in her few years of life, Anicee has possibly suffered near 100 broken bones. She was born with a very rare disorder called osteogenesis imperfecta, also known as brittle bone.
Osteogenesis imperfecta is a very rare disorder. It involves basically a disorder with the collagen fibers within the bone. So simply put, if these are not made properly, they become very fragile. So you have very fragile bones, and they break during very normal procedures, or what the book says, inconsequential injuries. There are 4 types. The type 1 is very mild, and then you have ranging from very severe to moderately debilitating. There is one that is lethal in the perinatal period. So from this type 4 is present, you will die very early.
Dr. Eck came in contact with Anicee at the Liberty's Children's Home. She was placed there by the Department of Human Services at the age of 2. Delphina Mitchell of Liberty describes their first encounter with Anicee.
One of the caregivers that was here told me a story of when she first came, they didn't know if she could speak. For hours, she just let them bathe her, dress her, feed her, and she didn't say anything, and they were wondering amongst themselves if she could speak. And so it came time for bedtime. They put her in her crib and they turned off the lights and walked away. Then they heard this voice say, "My name is Anicee and I too." So then she ran out and said, "Oh, she talks, she speaks." So that kind of give you a little idea about Anicee's personality.
Her fragile state required extreme caution when caring for her. And when the time came for Anicee to head to school, the reality of the condition became apparent.
She's very bright, and we knew that she needed to go to school, but we knew that we couldn't just take her to school and leave her there because of her condition. You know, kids could bump into her and she could break easily. So what we did, we decided that we will use a caregiver to accompany her to school every day.
This would have been a persistent reality for Anicee in Belize as a child with special needs. But Anicee's fate changed last February when Lisa and Chris, a couple from Denver, initiated the adoption process. Lisa and her mother Diane are currently in Belize finalizing the adoption.
I have osteogenesis imperfecta, which is a brittle bone disease. I've used a wheelchair all my life, and I've had about 100 or so broken bones. Same with my husband, Chris.
What was it like growing up with this condition?
It was a little tougher. When you're younger, you break a lot of bones. When you get older, it gets better. I don't know if that's because you get smarter or if because you know, your bones get stronger as you get older, but we were at the hospital a lot. I was with my mom and dad at the hospital a lot, having casts and surgeries, so Yeah, it was tougher.
This is a reality that Lisa's mom remembers vividly.
I gave birth to Lisa on a Thursday evening, and when she was born with both femurs fractured, so both legs were fractured, and she also had skull fractures. And I had her cesarean, so I didn't find out really until the next day. The first time I held Lisa, she was in a body cast. So the cast was from under her arms to her tiptoes. Through the years, we spent a lot of time in the emergency rooms. She was in physical therapy for a long time. She had 8 surgeries to put rods in her arms and legs to make them stronger. She's the only child I have, so I didn't know any different. That's just how we spent our days.
I think it's just, when you're young, you're kind of used to it, actually. Chris, my husband, just recently broke his arm at the beginning of the year, and he hadn't for like 16 years, and you forget about it. You forget what it's like. It's tough. It hurts really bad, but when you're young, you kind of are used to that. We have a pretty high pain tolerance, so you become used to it, yeah.
Lisa and Chris had wanted to adopt for years and were looking specifically for a child with OI. They felt that they could help both physically and mentally.
Our home is equipped with all sorts of things, ramps, and we have an accessible kitchen that I do a lot of cooking in, and we have accessible cars, and nothing slows us down, so that will be great for Anicee.
She has wanted this, for some time, and I'm excited for her. I know she'll be a wonderful mother. She is very caring, and she's very intuitive, and so is Anicee. I think they have bonded incredibly, and she'll be a great mother.
And everyone, including Anicee, couldn't be happier about the adoption.
Everybody's all excited for Anicee. The staff, of course, is kind of bittersweet. She's been with us for a long time, and she's the Princess of Liberty. But we're happy for her, very, very happy.
Anicee is a very strong girl, so she will have no problem, definitely. She reminds us a lot of how we are now and how we were as a child. She's extremely smart, and she's very strong. She'll have no problem.
I love this little girl with all my heart. The very first time I saw her, tears came to my eyes when she was introduced to her mother. I have fallen in love with her. I can't imagine life without her now.
I think that Jah, or God, has smiled on her. Very few people with this condition in our setting, in our country, or in any third world country, live beyond their teens. Much fewer than that would go on to be adopted. Much fewer than that would go on to be adopted by parents who have walked her road and have lived and know that despite this awful illness, she can become productive and be normal.
And so starts the journey of a family of 3 with very breakable bones, but an obvious, unbreakable spirit. What are you going to be when you get big?
A doctor.
A doctor? And who are you going to fix?
The people. Hi, Daddy.
Tell him come back soon.
He's gonna come back soon.